new here, I'm Kaniti, and if you're already watching my One Piece Chill channel, welcome back. Today we are going to read the latest chapter of One Piece, number 1158, so of course spoiler alert if you're not up to date with manga, but let's see what this chapter has. Let's go. It's called Rocks versus Harold. Okay, that kind of goes against what I was saying in the end of the previous chapter. We'll see how it actually turns out. And we have Oni Child Yamata and the Holy Naira Shrine Pilgrimage, Volume 40. Here lies the Pirate of Justice. Wait. We got a name. Kazuki Moria. And I'm sorry. You mean Moria from Thriller Bark? That Moria? Gekka Moria? That has to be like the craziest lore. Either it's the person with the same name, which I don't think that's the case. It is someone we know. So Moria is actually from Kazuki family? We didn't get that information before. I'm quite certain. Okay, let me know what you think about this in the comments. Even like the chapter hasn't even started, but we already have the craziest reveal of it. Okay. And note from Oda Sensei. I've heard that if you eat lots of oil, it will help burn fat and lose weight. So I'm glad to eat oil. Okay. Okay, is that true? I'm not sure about that. I don't think so. Anyways, the chapter starts and we have... Oh, okay, we are on Roger's ship now. A certain sea, Roger's ship, the Aura Jackson. And Roger is pouting. In the age of legendary pirates. Flashback continues. Captain Roger, I heard Shaki opened up a place on Pirate Island. They say it's unbelievable. Yeah, it is. And maybe that is why he's pouting. They worried we'd never see her again when she quit being Empress. But now we know where she is. Let's go, okay? Good idea. Doesn't Rocks control Pirate Island? Yeah, I guess it's not like any client can just go in and visit her place. Say, Rayleigh, is it just me, or has Roger been in a bad mood ever since you two spoke in his quarters? Oh, wait. Maybe I'm wrong, but like Roger had a crush on Shaki, right? But we know Shaki is with Rayleigh, and even in the flashback, it was shown that she was kind of like looking at him, that she was interested in him. Maybe because he was the only normal person around her that didn't act crazy around her, so like she was impressed. So maybe they talked about this in Roger's quarters, and now he's pouting because like maybe there is something already between Shaki and Rayleigh, and Roger is like, damn it! What did you discuss? Nothing. And we have the conversation. I wasn't gonna say anything to the crew, but I figured I should talk to you one-on-one, Roger. Was this during our last fight with the Kuja pirates, just before she quit? Shakuyaku did seem off back then, like she was sick or something. I worried she stepped down because of her health. Oh, okay. But you're telling me she gave you this during that battle? Yeah, I was speechless. Fuck! I'm sorry. This can only be described as a love letter. I'm sorry, love letter. I expect something more poetic and long from a love letter, not come and make me yours. Like, what? This is so sexual, I would say. It's more like a sexual letter than love letter, in my opinion. And you are not interested? So that's what Roger is offended about. I'd be lying if I said that. I just don't want to be tied down. Well, I do. You do? Wait, that's interesting. So Roger is like, if Shaki showed interest in him, if she gave him the love letter, he would like come and stay with her and he would want like the family life. Is that what I'm seeing here from this line? That's a bit surprising. Come on, man. I ain't giving up. Okay, he still has hopes. He wants family life with Shaki. You're energetic all of a sudden, Roger. And Rayleigh is laughing. Because, that's after their conversation right now, after that little flashback inside the flashback. He was pouting, but now he's like, no, okay, I still have a chance. Especially since Rayleigh doesn't seem interested here. He's like, okay, well, I'm still an option. Pirates live to plunder, and we don't stop till the prize is claimed. Ain't that right, fellas? I hope he's not talking about Shaki like a fucking prize. Okay, that's horrible. Is he still talking about Shaki? Yeah. Got to be. Why else would we go to Rock's Island of all places? Yeah, that's probably why. Everyone's got an equal chance. Let's go and get her! Guys, what the fuck? She's not an object. You can't get her. Marks, I'm hungry. Make food. It's already done. Dig in. Wow. Will we be shown the food? It's interesting that Marks didn't really get a lot of spotlight as part of Roger Pirates. And we know that he is a cook. Maybe we knew that before, but I kind of just noticed. Okay, Vicky says it was revealed in SBS, and unfortunately I don't really read SBS. But also an interesting piece of information in Wiki is that his current whereabouts and status are unknown, which is like, okay, so like he could come up somewhere sometime. Okay, maybe not. Sometime later, 40 years ago, the Holy Land of Marijoa. You're impatient. Garling. Okay, we get young Garling here again. We saw him in a flashback before. Was this also? Oh my god, I'm so bad with years. But, yeah, we saw his young version, I feel like, didn't we? And we definitely saw the old one, which looked much cooler than the young one. The previous competition just ended. Okay, so they mean that competition where they kill a lot of innocent, helpless people, I assume. I'm aware, but while we were completing another assignment, we briefly stopped at that island. It's a non-affiliated state, but it has a unique culture. We tried offering them membership in the world government, but they declined. While their abundant resources would certainly prove valuable for us, we just made an outrageous discovery. It was a completely unexpected find, and here he is giving his report directly to Gorosei. And we get this little card. God's Knight, Figureland family, Saint Garling, future elder. His surname is so funny, Figureland. And the Great One will surely be. And yes, so, well, I probably knew this before. Like, he knows about Emu, right? He says the Great One, meaning Emu. So high-ranking God's Knights, they definitely know about Emu because they probably report, like, mostly to Emu. Remember, I already almost forgot that, like, we have present time, right? And there we are fighting against God's Knights, and they are very closely tied to Emu, it seems, correct? So that's an interesting piece of information, I suppose. Maybe I should have, like, figured it out or noticed it earlier, but I just wanted to point it out here. Okay, so the Great One will surely be pleased with it. In 2 years' time, I strongly urge you to hold the next hunt at Godwell. And that was like the most famous hunt in 2 years' time. So it was right 38 years ago. Okay, so I was thinking like 40 years ago. That's like similar, right, to that incident. So he kind of scouted out that island, God's Valley, and people there refused to join the world government, and there are abundant resources, but also some kind of outrageous discovery that was here, and that's why he wants to do the hunt on the islands, because it's like his idea somehow connected to that outrageous discovery. Shaki's Rip-Off Bar, Pirate Island. Get in a single file line, you idiots. Whoa, it's that much? I don't have that kind of money. Oh, is it very expensive? But the line is huge. come to the back. You can work it off with 2 years of unpaid labor. Okay, I guess that's how she got some assistants in her bar, some helpers, some workers. She was like, okay, you don't have money to visit my bar. Well, you can work unpaid for a few years, and then you can get some like drink and food from me. Okay, holy shit, yeah, that's a lot of people. I came all the way from North Blue. I hear you serve some great whiskey. And that Shaki makes a mean stew. Hehe. Okay, so yes, there's not only drink, there's also food. I wonder, like, serving great whiskey, it's like just like what whiskey you have. So it's not like you, maybe you can serve it especially well, but still the taste of the whiskey itself is the most important part. Unless she makes that whiskey herself, she probably gets it. Okay, I'm getting into the details of her business. Okay, what is she doing, like how is she doing? So it's not only her beauty, it's also she has either some great sources of whiskey or making that whiskey herself, and also cooking some great stews. So there are a lot of elements, not just her beauty. A cute compliment like that makes me smile. That's cute. And everyone is like around the bar being heart-eyed. But I'm not gonna personally cook for people like you, she says, looking very arrogant. What? She's just how I dreamed. I'm so happy. That's what they like. Shaki-san, my special bean stew is ready, but we are out of whiskey. Use the cheap rum instead. Anyway, here's your top quality whiskey. What the heck? Okay, the business is being run in a very interesting way. She's not actually doing much herself. She's just pouring the drink. And okay, maybe she does make stew for some special clients, because she says, I'm not gonna personally cook for people like you. Maybe she cooks for some people, but not for most of them. And so she has her cooks in the kitchen that are making the stew, but also we're out of whiskey. So that poor dude came for her special top quality whiskey, and she's lying to him, saying that it is that whiskey, but it's actually cheap rum, which is, I can't really complain on the island of pirates about a business being run in a non-honorable way, can I? So, alright. 3 cheers for our host's poor service. Okay, they called it out. What happened, Rox? She's asking. I'm kind of sad that Satisfied Green isn't for me anymore, she says, and we see Rox here. Okay, he wasn't on the previous page, and looks like he was excited about Shaki at first, but maybe now, like, the novelty wore off a little. But what is going on here? Mama, see? A woman's intuition is a scary thing, huh? Big Mama's saying, shut up, I said it's none of your business. So he's grinning about something or someone else? What's going on? Damn me, it has to be a woman. The guy's grinning like he's expecting a kid. Okay, so she's not present here, but everyone assumes that he is thinking about some woman. How old is Blackbeard? He was 38 old at his debut. However, after the time skip, he is now 40 years old. And that comment, he is grinning like he is expecting a kid. I think that's a hint. I think if we go like, this is 40 years from present time, and at present time Blackbeard is 40. So at this point, his dad already had some lady that liked him back, and oh my gosh, and they were expecting a kid, which is going to be Marshall DeTeach. Is going to be a Blackbeard in the future. Okay, that's an interesting detail here in the flashback. Shaki, I've come for you. Roger is here visiting already. I bet he caught in the line. Shaki-chan, it's me. Why, it's the Roger Pirates. Get a pic. Okay, celebrities. Oh, Roger. Roger, how many times do I gotta tell you that this is my island? Roxy's angry. Didn't you hear? Fighting at Shaki's is forbidden. So stuff it, you porcupine. Okay. She has good rules, and I guess so you can visit her bar if you get to the bar itself. If like nobody stops you while you going through the island, you know, anyone can come. Isn't there a huge line out there? How do you get in here? Rox is asking. As I told you, he got in line. Did you wait in it? There was a line. I hardly noticed. Ah, no, he knocked them all out. I think he didn't actually notice. He was just on the wings of love. He was running so fast towards Shaki that he just ran like through the line. Drink up, everybody. I love how energetic he is. I can't stand those guys. You're so noisy, Whitebeard is saying. Put it on Newgate's stamp. Okay, just as he's leaving. Okay, nah, leave it on Rox. Roger, where's Ray-san? Shaki is asking, blushing. Yeah, she is very interested in Rayleigh. I guess if she kind of put the roots here, she got her own bar. Maybe, yeah, she is like really ready to settle down. But I guess at the same time here in the pirate world, as we see, there are a lot of cases of pirates romancing some women somewhere on the shore, and then those women staying there while pirates continue traveling. So it's not like she wrote to Rayleigh like, let's marry and build a family and you stay here forever. She just said like basically, let's come and let's have sex. That's what she said basically in her letter, to be honest. As I saw it. So it's not like he has to stay off the ship. He can continue, he can come and romance her and then leave. I guess that's how they do it. So I'm not sure. Maybe he doesn't want to do it like that. Okay, maybe that's his own standards. But she wants to see him. I told him to come, but he said he wasn't feeling well, so he's napping on the ship. Roger is saying, I know why he didn't come. He doesn't want to look Shaki in the eye. Yeah, is that you, Roger? Oh, Gloriosus! At least someone is happy to see you, Roger. I wanted to see you again so badly. Now let me on your ship. Oh, Gloriosa! I told you, no, I'm not into lovey-dovey women who throw themselves at me. So that's, like, if he told her at the start that, I guess if she tried to play it cold, it wouldn't work anyway, because he's so fixated on Shaki. Yeah, it wouldn't get her anyway, alright. But if Shaki asked, it would be different. That makes no sense! Well, it makes because Shaki already played it cold. Well, not like she was playing it cold. She was already cold for a long time. So if she was interested, then that would be different. No, that makes total sense. Oh my gosh. Her face is so cute here on this panel where she's saying, I'll push. Cute. And Roger is pouting as well. Yo, isn't Newgate still here? I wanna drink with him. He left, mama. Yeah, he did. Damn it, Rayleigh, why didn't you come? Roger, I think, is thinking to himself. Yeah, that's a bit sad. Will deliver being sick. Okay, now they're singing, drinking, having fun, having a nice time. What is happening here? Shaki's fainted. She's not feeling well. Is it like the same illness they have? You know? So she has the illness of love because of Rayleigh. Empress Shaki, I wanna take care of her. Let me help. Move it, boys. Keep away from her, Glorious is yelling. Being very protective. That's kind of cute detail. Shakuyaku's rules ensured that anyone coming to the island to visit her establishment would be granted safe passage. That's really smart for business. Even the fiercest of pirates would keep the peace if they crossed paths. But back at sea, all bets were off. Yeah, I mean, as I said, if you make it to the bar, but what I didn't think about, and also you have to make it out as well, and make it like off the island. That's also a valid point. And we have a double page. Okay, let me enlarge this. Holy shit! Wait, now this is a completely different thing, because like on this page we had just Roger and the Rox facing off each other. So I think that Roger finished his drinking, went out of the bar, and then there was a fight. But then completely like suddenly on the double page, we are going to Realm of the Dead Elbaf, and we have Rox fighting Harald, just like was told in the like title of the chapter all of a sudden. So Harald was told that if he kills Rox, then he can like join the world government, blah blah blah, and I said like no way he's going to do it. Rox is his friend. So let's see what's going on here. Loki is holding the tree, but it doesn't help, and he's blown away. Animals, I think, are running away. Hyrule is also holding on to something, because there is, I think, either Haki, the strength of Haki is pushing them back, or the impact of blows, as in the center of the page we see Harald versus Rox, and like that is crazy. So Harald did decide to fight him because of that offer. Okay, they're running at each other, and Rox is saying, Harald, the government's really got you wrapped around their finger, so I assume it is because of their offer. I was torn. Is this really something worth killing your friend over? Yeah, what the fuck? I thought Harald, like, he has his own, like, standards and morals, right? And they're not bad. So, and it's not like he is affected by Emu in any way. Well, he always had demonic horns, so we can't really tell, you know. When people are turned by Emu, they kind of look like demons. But, okay. Dumbus. No, wait. And in the end, you just bow down to them? Dumbus. You are being their tool. Yeah, he's completely right. I kinda... From what we saw in the flashback, from what we saw of Harald, honestly, I didn't expect at all that he is going to fight Rox. Okay, let's see what happens on the next page. Another double page. Let's see. Is this their answer? They see you giants as nothing but a military asset. You will all be enslaved as soldiers. And Rox is completely right. Like, about everything. What happened to your warrior's pride? Don't you have your own will? Quit talking. Like you know everything, Harald answers. Our warriors created a history of violence. Elbaf is shackled by it, held back from achieving true peace. But you are actually like continuing history of violence right now, attacking Rox. Like, don't you see it? You are asked, like, you wanted to stop the history of violence, but then world government tells you, like, you have to do more violence. Then you can come, like, under our wing. And supposedly, then there will be less violence in general. But still, doesn't it, like, sound fucked up to you? You want to stop the violence, but now you are being violent, and towards your friend who was always like honorable towards you and never wanted to pressure you into anything like with his strengths or anything, never tried to attack you, even though he wanted you to join. He never like his friends suggested to force you with power, but he never did it because you're friends. And now you're showing yourself to be less honorable than a pirate, which is like, okay, if we know as One Piece readers, there are different pirates. Like, I think Luffy is pretty honorable, right? A lot of pirates are actually pretty honorable, but in general, you could say, yeah, it's not a compliment to be less honorable than a pirate, right? You seem to have a good heart, Harald, but a long time ago this country was attacked by giants. He remembers discussions with other countries where he tried to build bridges. This kind of fear doesn't fade so easily. Sorry. So people were like, yeah, you are nice, Harold, but we don't want to build bridges with giants because we had this like history with violence, with their violence before. And so I guess he thinks that if his nation is part of world government, then the people will be of other countries would be more open to build these bridges with Elbaf. Listen, Rox, no matter how foolish the Celestial Dragons may be, they still have the influence in the world to bring Elbaf into the loop. Stop it, you cowardly rat! Wow, that's a pretty strong attack. Does he... Well, he does survive it, of course, but holy shit. Okay, let's see the next page. Consider our business closed. You won't be getting another invite from me again, Roxy. That's actually so fucking sad. You won't be getting another invite from me again. I am a king. I can't throw away my people's lives by following a villain like you into a losing battle. Okay, that's a bit different. You don't have to follow here, but you can still be friends and be honorable towards your friend and not take this shitty offer from the shitty world government that you know to be shitty. Holy shit. I feel like this the start of downfall for Harald, to be honest. There was no true conclusion, but this unorthodox friendship had come to an end. Holy shit, that's so depressing. The two would not meet again for some time, not until the day of a certain incident. Do you mean actually the one on God Valley? More news about rocks. He isn't coming back, Loki. Okay, so some time has passed and Loki is here reading a newspaper on the shore of Elbaf, reading more news about rocks. And someone is telling him he isn't coming back, Loki. Shut up, you lying hog. Would you like some juice? Okay. So Ida is still being very nice and he's still being very horrible to her, but he did agree to juice. I already talked about it. That's an interesting point because we kind of talked about Loki not getting any love for his like very, very childhood, but then he's still a child here and he is getting love from Ida. So I think that's a very important point. He did get some of it, and I think that's really crucial for his development as a person and crucial, you know, for us that in the present time, I feel like Loki could become our ally, maybe even join the crew if we are being crazy, or like the Grand Fleet. You know, I feel like there is this potential, and we are shown that, yeah, there was love shown to him still when he was a child. At this point, he wasn't really ready to accept it, so he was very horrible to Ida, but still, I feel like it warmed him up a little bit. But yeah, he was also hoping that Rox will return, because I think he wanted like to join his crew. He was really inspired by Rox's speech before, but since Rox and Harold are not friends anymore, Rox is not coming over as a guest. Okay, that's the last page, and it's wait, what is going on? 39 years ago, West Blue, God Valley. Okay, this is 1 year prior to the incident in God Valley, right? Wow. Oh, two twin boys. And that's crazy because like God Valley also looks, you know, like this like in Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, you know, they're like these two big rocks that is like a mountain severed in half, right? And so God Valley also looks like this, right? Two rocks. And here we have two twin boys. So like the symbolism is off the charts. They're so cute and they've got your red hair. So give me a second. Okay, I'm sorry, because I already see the last panel, so I'm already thinking. Let me just finish reading, okay? I hope that they grow up to be as bright as you. Don't worry, we'll pitch in since their daddy is away. Okay, away. Thank you, mister. Have you settled on names for them? Shanks and Shamrock. A twin birth. Okay, so Shanks' parents, at least his mother, was from God Valley, and she got twins. Shanks and Shamrock. Okay, and as we know already, so from the information that we have, God Valley did not want to join the world government. And then we have the incident on God Valley that made it all go like under the water, right? And Rock's crew all like, well, not all, like most of the crew actually did survive, but Rox himself kind of disappeared, died there. He just had time to have a kid and then he died. That's depressing. Really, like all the deads in One Piece, they are missing in action somewhere from some causes. Like in this case, also, Shanks' daddy is away. Wait, did we get... okay, wait, did we get Shamrock's surname before? Yes, it is Figureland. Okay, I just remembered this. I like, wait a second. Figureland Garling visited God's Valley about a year ago, and he was very charming with this woman who had red hair. We don't see her face, we just see this is a standard young, thin, One Piece woman with long hair, which is red hair, and she had twins from Figureland Garling, obviously, right? And we already knew, and we were like, okay, so that's why Shanks has this special treatment, because as soon as we learned about Shamrock, we were like, oh fuck, like he looked very much like Shanks, and then we got the confirmation that they are brothers, they are twins. And so that's interesting also, as they were born on God Valley. Correct me if I like misremember something, but if like the incident of on God Valley happened, they were very little, and we can assume that maybe Shanks as a kid, he got on Roger's ship, but Shamrock stayed with the world government, and so he became a god's knight, which makes a lot of sense since he is the child of a god's knight, Figureland Garling, so he's just following in his father's footsteps. But Shanks, did he actually like get lost, so to say, in that incident, and as a very little kid got on Roger's ship? Is that what we are going to see in the next chapter? Because I'm just like thinking, we didn't get much info about Shanks' very early childhood before, obviously, but we saw him in flashbacks on Roger's ship. He was a pretty young boy, so I think that would make sense, right? I feel like this is a chapter of crazy reveals. First we get Moria being from Kazuki family, and like being tied to Wano even more than we thought previously. Then we get that little snippet of Rox talking, well, not Rox talking about his child, but this little snippet of Rox like having a child soon. So like, oh, this is around like where Blackbeard was born. Then we get to the incident on God's Valley slowly, and here just a year before it we see Shanks and Shamrock being born on this island, which is crazy. So do you think next chapters, because we saw some snippets of God's Well incident before, like from other points of view, didn't we? But we saw God's Well, like how it was for Kuma. That is the same time, right? That's also when we saw young Garland for the first time. Oh my god, I'm like losing my words now. So maybe in the next chapters we are actually going this. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Is there a break? No, I think there is not a break. So I think like this week already, because as usual I'm late with my reaction. Maybe the God Valley incident maybe more on Shanks and Shamrock a little bit, how their paths diverged and how it happened that one became a pirate, the other became a god knight. And then I feel like gradually we will flow back in the present time. I already almost forgot about, I was having such a grand time in this flashback. I almost forgot that we have some present time issues. Like, what was going on? What exactly? Right, these god knights. Yeah, we were fighting them maybe. And then Emu. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, and he started turning everyone into demons. I'm like slowly remembering what was even going on. Alright, I think that would be it for today. That was a very exciting chapter. So please share your thoughts on it in the comments down below. Maybe remind me something that I forgot. Maybe some important detail. Because this is also interesting. This is also cool. So many reveals. Like, what do you think about them? Do you have more like info from the past that we are missing that you want to add? That would be fabulous. But yeah, as I said, that's it for today. So thank you for watching and see ya.